A winding road before us lies, unseen beneath the mist. We walk by faith beneath the skies, with promises we've kissed. The world is quiet in the haze, no certain sign is shown. But every step in these strange days is never walked alone. There are traces of grace on the roads we travel, footprints that fade where the journey began. A silent strength in the ties that unravel, God's presence moving in the way that we ran. We follow the calling, a beautiful mystery, leaving our mark on the earth and the air. Oh, footprints of grace, a sacred history, found in the whispers and found in the prayer. This path unfolds day by slow day. Stay put together. Jack and Parjo before fading.
Good evening, magandang gabi para sa ating lahat, and welcome to our program every Tuesday, Footprints of Grace. This is our moments of reflection, a deeper encounter with the Lord through His Word and through our stories of discipleship, our stories of ordinary faith life relationships. And our theme for this evening's program, Footprints of Grace, is Steps That Heal, Compassion as the Path of Discipleship. I would like to state from the very beginning that every step of compassion leaves a trace of healing in the world. Sometimes grace doesn't speak, it kneels beside the wounded. It listens, it touches, it walks slowly with those who cannot run. So today on Footprints of Grace, we walked the road where mercy becomes healing. I would like to thank for many of you have sent their stories, and we would like to share that here in our program. Some are meant to be shared in the right time and during this coming themes that are coming for the Footprints of Grace. And today I would like to share to you a story of a disciple who simply spent his time staying with the wounded. The story goes like this. A certain brother Mateo had been sent to a small fishing village that had just withered a fierce typhoon. The waves took their homes, their boats, and much of their hope. In the first days, everyone worked tirelessly, repairing roofs, clearing debris, distributing food. But brother Mateo worked alongside with them, hammer in hand, heart full of zeal. But when the urgent tasks were done, something heavier remained. A silence that no amount of rebuilding could fix. One morning, as he walked along the shore, he saw a fisherman sitting alone beside his shattered boat. The man's eyes were fixed on the sea, not in anger, not even in tears, just empty, like the horizon itself. Mateo approached and greeted him softly, but the man didn't respond. He hesitated, unsure what to say. Then, remembering how often words fall short, he simply sat down beside the man. They stayed there side by side, listening to the rhythm of the waves and the gulls circling above. No sermons, no advice, only presence. After a long silence, the man spoke, almost whispering. Everyone comes and tells us to trust God's will. But you're the first who stayed long enough for me to feel that maybe God hasn't left us. Matthew's eyes filled with tears, and in that moment he understood compassion isn't about solving problems or absolving pain. It is about sharing it. Healing begins when someone stays. When we refuse to walk away from another's grief, grace walks in. The fisherman's boat would take months to build, but something invisible was already being restored. Faith, hope, and the quiet assurance that love have not abandoned them. And so I remember the gospel from Matthew chapter 9, verse 36. When Jesus saw the crowds, he was moved with compassion because they were troubled and abandoned like sheep without a shepherd. Jesus didn't just see pain, he felt it. And that feeling moved his feet towards the broken. He was moved with compassion. He felt it. He doesn't look at the crowd as a problem to be solved. He looks at them as people to be loved, weary, hungry, searching. His compassion is not distant pity, it is participation. Jesus enters into their pain. He walks among them, touches the untouchable, listens to the unspoken. I think this is the heart of discipleship, to see as Jesus sees, to feel as he feels, and stay where he stays. True compassion doesn't begin with doing something for others, it begins with being with them. Before Jesus heals the sick, he lets himself be moved by them. Before he multiplies bread, he first feels the hunger of everyone. So when our hearts are moved like his, our feet begin to walk his way, slowly, humbly, faithfully, turning the dust of human suffering into the soil of grace. In every community, in every parish, in every family or mission, there are those sitting quietly beside their broken boats, awaiting not for answers, but presence. The disciples' task is not to fill their silence with explanations, but to let love dwell there until hope awakens again. This is what the gospel of compassion teaches us. Healing begins when mercy walks at the speed of pain. The miracle is not always in what we do, but in how we remain. I think each act of mercy is a small experience of resurrection. Healing is not only the work of experts in hospitals or missions, it is the quiet work of love wherever life is lived. Every person who chooses to care, to listen, or to persevere in kindness becomes a footprint of grace in a wounded world. Teacher who stays after class to help a struggling student. A factory worker who offers his lunch to a co-worker too tired to eat. Or a mother who continues to pray for her child's return back home. Or a priest who listens without rushing. A sister who holds the band of the dying. These are not small things. They are the ordinary miracles of mercy, the daily sacraments of God's tenderness among us. Every act of compassion heals something unseen. It may not make the headlines, It might not reach the big screens, but it changes the climate of the hearts. In our communities, our schools, our centers, our homes, our workplaces, compassion transforms ordinary spaces into a holy ground. When somebody forgives the other, when a teacher accompany a student who for 10 years could not see clearly, could not understand because of her difficulty of seeing things. When a teacher sees potential instead of failure. When a missionary prays for those who wounded him, who ridiculed him, who rejected him, grace begins to breathe through human weakness. We are all healers in our own way, not because we are strong, but because we carry the gentle strength of the one who walks beside us. I do believe that the world does not need perfect ministers or flawless parents or flawless teachers or workers. The world needs compassionate hearts to believe that presence matters. The path of discipleship is not reserved for the extraordinary. It is paved by those who quietly choose love in the ordinary. Sometimes the most Christ-like act is not to preach or to fix or to solve, but to stay, to be the calm presence through which God says, you are not alone. Healing begins when love chooses to stay. Every day, our feet carry us into places where healing is needed. It may be in the market, it may be in the jeepney, it may be in the factory, it may be in the classroom, a hospital ward, a parish office, or a home filled with noise and fatigue. Wherever you walk, let your steps be gentle. Let your words be merciful. Let your presence be the pause that lets someone breathe again. Remember, not every wounded or not every wound needs a cure. Some hearts simply need a companion. So I invite you this week, slow down. Take time to stay. See who is sitting quietly beside their broken boats, their shattered dreams, homes falling apart, their unfinished work, their silent grief. Stay, listen, be there. Your compassion may be the only sermon or homily that they ever hear. So, in other words, let us walk at the speed of love. Let us pray. Lord of mercy and compassion of the weary, bless our feet that they may walk with kindness. Bless our hands that they may lift without judgment. Bless our hearts that they may see through the tears and still believe in hope. Wherever we labor, teach us to walk as healers in classrooms, in homes, in factories, in chapels, in the streets, bearing your compassion in every step we make. May our footprints trace your love across this earth until every road becomes a path of peace and harmony. Remember, once again, healing doesn't always mean fixing. Sometimes it means staying. Walk with compassion always. This is Father Alex Gubrin, and I would like to thank you for joining me this evening and these short moments of reflections. Good night and God bless.
A winding road before us lies, unseen beneath the mist. We walk by faith beneath the skies, with promises we've kissed. The world is quiet in the haze, no certain sign is shown. But every step in these strange days is never walked alone. There are traces of grace on the roads we travel, footprints that fade where the journey began. A silent strength in the ties that unravel, God's presence moving in the way that we ran. We follow the calling, a beautiful mystery, leaving our mark on the earth and the air. Oh, footprints of grace, a sacred history, found in the whispers and found in the prayer. This path unfolds